Hello everyone, welcome to Papercrafting Playdate. I am Robin Armbrecht. This is really Robin Stamps. Thank you for joining me today. This is episode 32 and today is September 10th already. It's already September 10th. Can you believe that? 2021, and I thank you so much for joining me. Whether you're watching this live on Facebook or you're watching the replay later, I welcome you and I'm so glad that you're here. So today we're going to be talking about color inspiration, specifically fall colors. And I can't wait to show you what I have. So we are going to not delay and get right to it. So let me flip the camera around and we'll get to it. Welcome everyone. All right, let me get that camera set up and find you so that I can see if my camera is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Hopefully. All right. Hello, Pat. Happy Friday. Hello, Donna. Happy Friday to you. All right, let me see if I can share this. Okay, I think I did it. All right. So, as I said, we're going to be talking about colors today. And I don't know about you, but when September rolls around, it is time to do some decorating and it's time to pull out all those things that just get you in the mood for fall. And it's really, fall is all about like colors and textures and patterns and just things that bring us like joy, comfort, warmth, family. I think fall evokes all of those feelings, right? So what I thought I would do today is keep the stamping very simple, but really talk about things you can do with just ink and paper and your stamped images. So I decided, after really kind of looking at my colors, I decided that cinnamon cider was going to be a signature fall color for me. And so I am pulling out cinnamon cider and we are going to play with this today, all right? So looking at the catalog really quickly, cinnamon cider is one of the in colors from 2020 to 2022. So this has been around for a year. So a lot of you have this color and it's going to be here, you know, until next May, essentially. So it's a great color to add to your mix because it's kind of just a very medium color brown that you can use, you know, in so many situations, which I'll show you today. So I just wanted to pull out what is available to get in cinnamon cider. So we've got, of course, the ink pad, and we've got the refill, the marker, we've got Stampin' Blends, and we've got cardstock. Just gonna zoom in a little bit, maybe. Okay, well, that looks good. We've also got in the in color pack of paper, we've got a little bit of designer series paper. And then in this in color pack of embellishments, we have some cinnamon cider embellishments as well. So these are the things you can get in this color currently. And if you're noticing, there's not a lot of embellishments or ribbon in this color. So what I thought we would do first is just take some of these tools and let's add color and make some cinnamon cider elements. Hello, Miss Lisa, how are you? Hi, Carol. All right, so I'm gonna pull out this little board here. So hopefully I won't make too big of a mess. So what I've done is I've taken a Stampin' Spritzer, and these just come empty, and it's just a little tiny spritz thing. And you can put water in here, or you can put rubbing alcohol. So I put rubbing alcohol in mine. I think I better get a baby wipe ready to go. There we go. So you can use this to color things. You can also use the ink that you have in an ink pad with a blending brush. You can also just use straight re-inker. So I put alcohol and re-inker in my little spritzer tool here. So I thought it would be fun to bring in some ribbons and just do some coloring. So we're going to bring in this beautiful new, what's it called? Diamond weave ribbon. This is very cottony and nice and thick. It's beautiful and kind of in this ivory color. And then I've got the black and white gingham. And then I've got just the plain crinkle seam binding, which is great for coloring. And then I pulled out this one too. This was new last year, and it's called Fine Art Ribbon, and it's just kind of this pretty gold color. And what we're gonna do is just take the spritzer, and I'm just going to, hopefully not too messily, I'm just going to spritz some of my re-inker with alcohol onto all these ribbons like that. And we'll just kind of let them get nice and misted. Now you can take your blending tool as well, and you can use ink to do this if you don't have re-inkers, so you can do that. It just takes a little bit longer to add that color, but you can see how it's adding color to that. So see the difference here? You can just get a nice little bit of cinnamon cider color on that ribbon. And that way it's going to match all your projects. All right, so we've got some ribbons ready to go. The other thing that you can color is your embellishments. Of course, you see me do this all the time, but with your Stamp and Blend alcohol markers, you can add color to any of these embellishments that are kind of plain. So I've just got pearls here, and I've got some of these opal rounds and rhinestones, and then some of these clear and silver epoxy essentials. And you can just take your Stamp and Blend marker and you can just color all of these, and it'll change them into the color that you want. All right, so that's something that you can do when you don't have the embellishment in quite the right color. The other thing that you can do, I've seen some demonstrators doing this lately, and I just think it's so beautiful. So this is the free celebration paper. Hi, Lynn. Happy Friday. This is the Bedazzling 6x6 specialty paper that you can get as a celebration free item right now. I know a lot of you have already taken advantage of this and gotten this. This is beautiful paper, and it looks like glimmer, but it does not come off as glitter at all. It's very solid. So one of the things you can do with this paper is make it any color that you want. And so I'm just going to color a sheet here, cinnamon cider, since it's going to be my signature fall color. Now, Donna, I'm glad you're watching me live today, because I took your color inspiration. You're going to see in a little bit. I took your little color combo, and I haven't made a card yet, but you'll see what I did with this. See how easy this is? So you can make this literally in any color that you want. You can also spritz this. I tried it both ways, and you know, you can do it either way. All right, was that everything we were going to color? I think it is. All right, so now we've got some elements and things that we can use with our projects today that are colored exactly how we want them to be. All right, so let me move these things to the side here. And we'll talk about our first card. So I get inspiration from everywhere. I'm not sure, I'm not sure if everybody is the same way. I'm assuming that you are. But when you're out and you see things in stores, you kind of get inspired, right? You see a color combination. I think especially if you're a card maker, you think, oh, that's kind of cool. I have to remember that. And what I've found through the years is that I can literally make anything kind of come together using my Stampin' Up! Colors. I think that's what's amazing about Stampin' Up!, right? They've got 50 colors, and 10 of those colors are kind of coming in and out with trendy versions. So like Cinnamon Cider is an in color right now, and it'll be retired, and then every, I think, 7 years, Stampin' Up! Kind of reshuffles their color family, so you've always got fresh colors to play with. So if you're like me, you get inspiration from everywhere. All right, so I was shopping. I was trying to buy some new clothes, all right, for the fall. I just needed a couple new outfits, and I found this little plaid shirt at Kohl's. Isn't this cute? And I thought, oh my goodness, this is so beautiful, right? And so I matched it up with my colors to come up with my first color combination here. So I've got Petal Pink, Cinnamon Cider, Mary Merlot, and Very Vanilla. So I brought out those colors and the ink pads. Here's our cinnamon. All right. In fact, I'm just going to show you all of this right now because do you guys remember, you're probably not as weird or as maybe old as I am, but like when I was younger, my kids were smaller, I saw those, the brand is called Garanimals, and it makes putting outfits together supposedly very easy because you can just mix and match the tags. So there'd be like red tags, blue tags, green tags, yellow tags. So anything, you could pick any red tag, top, bottom, whatever, and the whole wardrobe like coordinates, right? I think that concept is brilliant, and I really wish that they had Garanimals for adults, because that's what I want. That's what I want. I want somebody to just like give me the tags and I can put it together. Anyway, so I was at Kohl's and I found this plaid shirt, and then I'm like, well, I'm just going to get some t-shirts to go underneath. And so I found this one, which I don't typically wear this kind of goldy cinnamon color, but look how it perfectly matches our Cinnamon Cider. And it goes with this little plaid, right? So I got this one. And then I found this little t-shirt, and it's got this cute little animal print, and I thought, well, that could go under there as well. And then I found a fun little fall t-shirt. So you're literally going to be seeing me wear this plaid shirt like every week for the next 10 weeks, right? I'm just going to put a different t-shirt underneath and call it a different outfit. So then there's this beautiful, look, Mary Merlot kind of color here to go underneath, and cute little fall shirt, right? And then they just had this pink one, which brought out the Petal Pink in there. So I just bought them all. This is my Garanimals wardrobe. So I decided I needed to make this color combination into a card. So that's what we're going to do first. And we're going to keep it really simple, like I said, because I want you to kind of think about your stamps, you know, doing different things for you. I think sometimes we get in our heads that we have to use certain colors with certain images or certain bundles because they come with, you know, paper. And so that tends to put us in a certain direction. So I'm just going to take this really pretty leaf, and I'm going to make a very simple card. So we're going to use these colors. Okay, I'm going to put Petal Pink just right in the middle. And I'm using Very Vanilla cardstock because that's kind of, to me, I don't get Very Vanilla out very often. I'm not sure why, but it just softens the colors and kind of makes them more fall-ish, I think. Hi, Cheryl. All right, so then we're going to do a Mary Merlot, like that. And then we're going to do a Cinnamon Cider. So I'm just taking those three colors, whoops, and I'm going to stamp 3 leaves on the card front. Now, one of the pieces that comes in this gorgeous leaf stamp set is this great little splatter stamp. And I like how it kind of, because these leaves are surrounded by splatter. So I'm just going to take the splatter and I'm just going to kind of extend the splatter around each of those images. So we'll just, and I'm just going real lightly like that. And then we'll do the cinnamon cider. So now we've got that. And then to soften it even more, I'm just going to take the blending brushes and just kind of put some color around the edges where those images are stamped. So here's the cinnamon cider, and I'm leaving it a little bit brighter right where those leaves are, so it'll kind of help that to pop up a little bit. And then we'll do some Mary Merlot. Aren't the fall color combinations the best, you guys? I don't know why that is. I think it's just because we get, maybe, because we get inundated with so much natural beauty in the fall between the leaves, you know, falling and changing colors. And the harvest. It's just such a beautiful time of year. All right, so again, very simple card, right? But I could literally make this card all day long. I love this. I'm going to make it a little more interesting by just running it through the cut and emboss machine with an embossing folder, and I'm going to use time-worn type. I think this one and this new Timber 3D folder. These are my new favorites. I can't get enough of them. So we're going to give it some texture. Okay, see, it just makes it so much prettier, right? You've got this plain piece of paper, and just by adding that little bit of texture, it makes it just so much better. So I'm going to very simply just mount this onto a thick, very vanilla card base. And then we'll add a simple grading. So you normally don't think about pink, right, as a leaf color, but it totally works. What are the colors that you guys are your go-to fall colors? Like when you go to stamp something for fall, what is the first thing that, what do you gravitate to color-wise when it's time to stamp fall cards? Okay, so we're going to bring in a little piece of that cinnamon cider dazzling paper. And then I'm going to bring in, this just unrolled, these completely unrolled. I'm going to bring in a little bit of this gingham that we colored, cinnamon cider. Burgundy, orange, and tans, yes, so pretty. I always tend to throw old olive into those mixes too. It's so classically fall. So this is going to be a little greeting place, and I'm just going to layer some ribbon. So we'll take some of this color that we colored here as well, and we're just going to layer those in the corner and call that done. Okay, I'm taking the little stamp hello. And we'll pop that up. Like that. Very simple. Now this little this little pop of the glimmer paper, now doesn't that just like, I don't know, just puts it right over the edge, gives it just a little something. And I'm using a tiny piece. Can you think how far that big sheet of 6x6 is going to go if you just use a tiny little pop of that color here and there on your cards? All right, let's see if it can show you that a little bit better. Like that. So these are new to me. These are in the holiday mini catalog. They're called Wonderful Gems. They come in real red and then this pretty gold color. And so when I was playing with all the cinnamon cider, I realized that these look really cool. So this would be a great pack of embellishments to get for your holiday season coming up, because you've got this pretty gold that you can put in, you know, any kind of situation. And then you've got these red ones that are going to be great for Christmas, and then also for Valentine's Day. So this would be something to put on your list. So I'm just going to add just a couple more of these. Oops, I don't think my glue dot stuck. There we go. We'll just add a couple more just to kind of carry that sparkle up a little bit, and then it'll kind of seem like a little cohesive little thing. Okay, all right, what do you think so far? Are you with me? This could be a potential fall variation on the colors. So let me show you just a couple other samples. So I got out this stamp set because one of my goals with putting together these color combinations was to also just really think outside of my designer series paper, right? I'm not using any designer series paper today, and if you're like me, you get this bundle, right? And you get this paper that goes with it, and you tend to like only be able to think of using this stamp set in these colors. At least that's how I am, right? So this is a good exercise in just kind of forcing yourself to pull out things that you're like, well, this isn't a fall set, you might be thinking, but then no, it can totally be a fall set. And so I just took those flowers into the same colors and stamped, you know, just an entire background. I embossed it with the same embossing folder, and it totally makes a great vintage kind of looking. I guess that's what this color combination is like. It's very vintagey, isn't it? Because of the cinnamon cider. So there is one different idea with this stamp set. And then I'm going to go back and use this one over and over because these little shapes are just so much fun. So think about just changing up the colors into something different, and you've got just kind of a nice little fall color combination. Okay, so that's color combination number 1. Cinnamon cider, Mary Merlot, petal pink. So much fun. All right, are you ready for the next one? These were all inspired by clothes. So then I also found this sweater. All right. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cute, right? I love these colors. You're seeing my whole new wardrobe before I'm even wearing them. Here we've got our cinnamon cider, and we've got blushing bride and navy, and then this beautiful rich raspberry color. And so I'm going with this color combination next. So we've got these colors, and we're gonna keep that cinnamon cider going. Let's put these up here. All right, so we're going to take this stamp set here, Nature's Harvest. And we're going to pull in the colors from our color combination. And again, we're just going to stamp a very simple card. So I'm going to take the coneflower here. All those, Carol, all my clothes came from Kohl's. So that is, yep, that's where they're all from. All right, so let's find these ink pads here. So all I'm going to do, again, keeping this super simple, is I'm going to stamp this image in each of these colors. So we've got the Blushing Bride, and then we've got Rich Razzleberry. I'll clean that off and then use Cinnamon Cider. In the middle, like that. And again, I'm just going to bring in these little blending brushes and just kind of highlight right over where I stamped with just a little bit of the blending color. So basically, I'm making kind of the same kind of card design, just using different stamps and inks. Okay, so let's put this into a card. So we're just going to bring in the blue here, and then we'll bring in a little bit of blue on the greeting. This is a thank you card. All right, so what do you think about this color combination? It's another cool color combination, right? All the colors are cool except for really that Cinnamon Cider, which I feel like can go either way. Now you could run this through an embossing folder again, and that would be delightful. I'm going to just use it as is. Keep it very simple. So this is Rich Razzleberry on this layer. And then I'm going to put it on the navy card. All right, we're going to add some of the Blushing Bride ribbon. This is new ribbon. It goes with the Christmas Whimsy or Whimsy Trees bundle in the mini catalog, and it has this great little frayed edge on it. So we're going to add that over here. So I'm going to just cut a little piece and attach that. And what's cool about this ribbon, those little frayed edges kind of make a great little kind of creates like a little, what am I trying to say? The inside here, like a groove, and a 1/4 inch little strip of this paper, this dazzling paper fits perfectly inside that little groove. So I'm just going to put that right inside. So we kind of have like some pink sparkle ribbon here. let that dry. And then we'll pop up our thank you right on that. All right, so there is our simple color combination for fall, number 2. Now these, I know a lot of people have these embellishments. These are champagne colored rhinestones. They're already champagne. This color looks not only great with the bedazzling, but it just has a tiny hint of brown in it. And so these are great to add also when you're using cinnamon cider. So let's put some of these on. And again, we'll just make a little cluster here. These come with 3 sizes, so that's really nice. I can't find my little tool. This isn't the best way to do this. There we go. And we'll put a little one. So there is our second color combination. And let me show you some other samples. We're going to leave cinnamon cider out. All right, so I took the leaves so that I could make one very similar to, well, I mean, similar kind of in style to this one. Instead of using the blending brush, I just took this piece right here and stamped that several times back and forth to kind of create that background, and then used the dies to cut out those colors to coordinate with that color combination. And again, added the rhinestone, champagne rhinestones, and just a little bit of that colored paper. You can see that. And then I took the Delightful Dahlias, the Celebration Free stamp set, and used the same kind of color combination, tiny little piece of the bedazzling paper. And then I took the Christmas Season stamp set, and I'm just using those kind of leaf images and some pine cones, and just made a simple little background. Exact same way, instead of stamping on white or vanilla, I stamped on the Blushing Bride in those colors, and then ran it through that time-worn type embossing folder. So that is color combination number 2 with our cinnamon cider. All right, I've got one more combination to show you. All right. So I could have quite possibly done nothing except work with these colors for the last 48 hours, because once I started putting together some combinations, it got very exciting. All right, so let me just show you a little bit of the inspiration. So these little candles were at Target in the dollar aisle. And I thought, oh my goodness, how pretty is that? So I got those for my dining room, and then put together these colors that would go with, oh my goodness, the Stampin' Up! Colors that would go with this kind of color combination. So I put Misty Moonlight and Cinnamon Cider with Soft Sea Foam and Evening Evergreen. So you've kind of got this color combination. I think we're seeing a lot of lighter greens pulled into the fall kind of decor, right? So I was at the craft store and I saw all these garlands. I had to take a picture. So this color combination here definitely has our cinnamon cider in there, and then it's got this beautiful green, which could really be soft succulent, or it could be the just jade color if you want it to be a little bit more blue. So I came up with this fall color combination, and I think that is really kind of trendy right now to kind of add in this little bit of like light orange. You see those colored pumpkins, right? And you've got kind of that greenish blue color, and you've got your orange, and then you've got your pale papaya. So this is a great color combination too. So this is the one I'm going to work on next. And I just wanted to show you that even though I put Cajun Craze there, because I just was wanting to pull that color up too, you could totally replace that with cinnamon cider, right? And you've just got, it just kind of, do you see how that just like brought the intensity down to a very much more subtle kind of color combination? I mean, you can actually add it on as a fifth color, right? So just keep that in mind. You may already have Cajun Craze. That's a good one to use if you don't have cinnamon cider. It just gives it a little bit less intensity. So let's put this together. And I'm going to bring in this stamp set because, again, I kind of want you to think outside of what you might, you know, what you might think, because this is a bundle. It goes with all those pretty pastel papers, right? The hand pen papers. So you might see this stamp set and only think pastel. So let's dive in with some of the fall colors and see what we can do with those. So I'm going to create another background, and I'm going to use the solid images to create the background. So I'm going to use pumpkin pie and pale papaya and soft succulent. So we're going to create an entire background here. So you want to start with your biggest image, and in this case it's going to be this little flower here. So I'm going to stamp that in pumpkin. And I'm just going to turn the stamp every time that I stamp it and make sure that I go off the page to make it look like a complete pattern. So that's going to be our first image. All right, then I'm going to take the next biggest image, which really could be either the leaves or this flower. So I'm going to do the flower. I'm going to do that in pale papaya. Like that. And then I'm going to take the leaves in the soft succulent. Now these don't have to be actually hooked up to the flowers exactly right, because this background is going to be, it's going to fade. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So you can just make sure that they're evenly spaced throughout the, isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, I love it. Then I'm going to take this small flower, and we're going to use the cinnamon cider, and we're going to start filling in these spaces here. Make sure we have it kind of everywhere like that. And then the last piece I'm going to use is this fun little dotted image, and I'm just going to kind of stamp that in the background like that. Pretty, right? You could just pop a greeting on that and call it done. So I call this my Vera Bradley technique, and it's just the name I've given to how I make these backgrounds. But when you have a stamp set that has solid images and outline images, this is a great time to do this technique. because it just reminds me, it's reminiscent of all of the fun, you know, Vera Bradley fabric patterns. And so you can get a lot of colors going and create the pattern. So you start with the colors in to make the background, and then you go over with a solid color with the outline image. So I'm going to take this image here and we're just going to fill in over the top. I love doing this. I could stamp this all day long. I don't know what happens when you do this, but it just all of a sudden looks like fabric to me. So that's why I gave it that name. Okay, so we're going to use our embossing folder one more time, because that is also going to add to making it look like it's fabric. And this time we will use the timber folder. So you could do this technique with leaves, you could do it with flowers of any kind. All right, so there's our background, and now it's got this great little texture to it. So let's put the card together. So we've got a cinnamon cider piece, and we've got our pale papaya. Wait till you see the other cards in this color combination. I couldn't stop. I wanted, once I started getting out the other, stamp sets like this, where I never really thought of them in these colors before, then I just I couldn't stop thinking about other stamp sets that I wanted to try. So I really, outside of the leaves stamp set, I really haven't pulled out too many of the fall stamp sets yet. I just wanted to kind of play with the color. All right, so we're going to stamp just a really simple greeting and add our embellishments. I'm going to bring in the orange on the front with a thanks. I wish you could see the floor of my, well, I don't really want you to see it, but the floor of my craft room, it's kind of scary. All right, so we've just got a little thanks that we're going to put on there. And I'll just tear the end like that. And then let's bring in some of our gingham. We need to color a little bit more. All right, what do you guys think? Are you coming up with maybe some stamp sets that you have that maybe you need to pull out and just think about changing the colors of what you usually stamp that stamp set in? And maybe you can turn it into fall. All right, so there is that color combination. And what do you, oh, we need bling, don't we? We need a little bit of bling on there. I'm going to go back to these. They're just so pretty. They're pretty for fall. Just put one of each size. There we go. All right, so here's some other samples. I took the other image that is in the hand pen petals here, and I just stamped it in those colors and filled it in, kind of color blocked with cardstock down below to kind of help put those colors out there. And then here is one with the leaves, and this time I just used that same timber folder after I stamped everything. A little bit of bling. I mean, it's just a tiny little bit of that goes a long way. And then here are our shapes, our textures and frames. Just use the circles in that color combination to get you thinking outside the box. All right, what do you guys think? Thank you, Lynn. Thanks, Crystal. Appreciate it. All right, let's bring our little friends back in here. Are you thinking about cinnamon cider? I think it's gonna be a great color. And again, you can kind of swap out Cajun Craze if you've already got that color, right? So we've got this combination and this combination and this combination. Do you see how many of these I made? Oh my goodness. If you need some therapy in your life, a little de-stressing, I highly recommend that you just take all the colors of cardstock that you have and punch out a circle or a square or whatever you want to punch out, and keep them in a little dish nearby, and either put together little cards like I did, or just kind of keep them so that you can just kind of play with colors. It really helps you kind of think outside the box when it comes to card making. So yeah, I think you're going to be seeing some of these color combinations, because I didn't even get to this one. How cute is that one? Classic. Now here's Donna's color combination that she came up with, which is so pretty. She also used crumb cake here instead of Cajun Craze, so you could put the cinnamon cider on that, or you could switch that out for crumb cake. But I thought that's gorgeous, right? That need to stamp some leaves in that color, right? Here's another little fun color. So I'm gonna take pictures of these, and I'll post this on my blog post that goes along with this video, so that if you want to download that and share in my color inspiration, you certainly can. I appreciate all your wonderful comments. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope that you get inspired to pull out some stamps and some ink colors and just get playing, right? And then send your cards out into the world, because people need to see all this, right? They need to hear from you, and they need to receive your message. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.